Welcome to the Unhinged Romant-icks podcast. With every episode, we do our best to highlight any trigger warnings, but please remember to check them yourself before reading any books we recommend. All opinions are those of ours alone, unless otherwise stated. We hope you enjoy the show.
Hi,
Hello.
everybody.
Hi.
Today, we have a very special guest with us, author Nicole Kennedy. She's
Hi, that's
joining us
me.
here today from Colorado, right?
Yes. Colorado question mark? Yes.
Colorado. And we
Not
are
Canada.
not Canada like where we are. Do you have snow right now?
No, it is a warm day. It is
Ooh.
79, but normally it's probably like 30 degrees above average. So
What is
It's warm.
79
Yeah, we don't do
Fahrenheit
that.
in Celsius?
Oh, okay. Warm and sunny
Warm and sunny.
and
But
perfect.
like warm enough that you can wear a t-shirt outside, or you still need a jacket?
Yeah, t-shirt. But like
So is it like
That
I would
seems
say,
that
like-
seems warm.
like 20? I feel like
that sounds warm.
what is it?
like it's
Do some
Do we-
conversion.
Do we need to look this up?
We
I
need to
feel
look
like
it
we
up.
do.
so it's a normal spring day. But it's normally colder here at this time. Like
yeah.
normally March and April you have snow in Colorado.
26.
And-
That's hot.
Are you
for
freaking
us.
kidding me? It's 26 degrees there?
Yeah.
Holy hell.
I'm like,
How are you not
26
dying?
Oh,
We're
I'm
like in
good.
like tank tops and shorts in that weather here.
Okay, well, to give you a little bit of background on me, I'm actually from Arizona. And I moved here like 3 years ago, and Arizona is like the hottest state in the
Yeah,
United
yeah.
States. And so normally, okay, let me just pull up my weather app because I have where my parents
So
live.
20
like,
so
saved.
26 Celsius, aka whatever it is right there for you,
Mhm.
is like cold.
Yeah, no,
Here.
that like 26 is like there's snow on the ground and
Guys,
it's frozen.
It's 5
5
degrees Celsius
5
here.
degrees here.
What is that in Fahrenheit?
Let's
Is that cold?
see.
That's cold. That's got to be cold, right?
Typical adults having conversations about weather.
41.
Wow.
Oh, that's like
Yeah.
a beautiful winter day. Um,
It did
yeah,
get
no.
up.
Back where I'm from in Arizona, let's just say it. For like 6 months out of the year, it's like 105 degrees plus,
Ugh.
Wow.
which is
No.
obviously a lot more than the 79 that it is here. So Yeah.
Like 26 is like the middle of summer for here.
About 26 Celsius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
need to go visit Canada soon because
The
I
wea-
live for the cold. So
The weather makes more sense here.
yeah.
Yeah. Although I was kind of sad we didn't get any snow.
We didn't get any snow
No
this year.
snow.
We usually, there's like 2 or 3 days we'll get like dumped on every year, and then it's gone, and that's it, and you'll never see
Yeah.
snow again. But this year, nothing. In
I feel like it's
higher-
kind of like that everywhere. Like I should
Yeah.
be having snow right now, and I don't. So
It sounds like it. It sounds like just like across, I mean, North America anyways, across like the country,
Yeah.
like a lot of people haven't been getting
we're
as
suffering.
much. Yeah, I think there are
Unless you're the East Coast, I feel like they've just
Yeah.
been getting everything that
dumped
everyone
on.
else
Yeah.
isn't getting.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I think Alberta, which is
Good
kind
for
of
them.
like you, but norther. I think they were getting snow last week, but
Oh.
whatever. Sucks to be
Gotta-
them.
gotta go to Alberta then.
Yeah, maybe. That would be the place. Yeah, if you like cold, Alberta's the place to go. That's the like least suckiest of the winter states, probably.
Noted.
Or
When
provinces,
I
not states.
finally make a trip to Canada, I will consult you guys and be like, should I go here?
You should
Because
come
I know
here.
nothing about Canada. Ideally, like
Yes.
that would be easier because then it's not as far of travel. It's just norther of
Mhm.
here.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
this is true. This is true.
Yes.
yeah.
Beautiful. Well, great. Awesome.
It's hard to get here though because you have to take a ferry.
Yeah, whatever. It's a beautiful ferry.
Hey, I'm up for a new experience.
Yeah.
My husband can take you on the bridge and show you around.
I like bridges.
Yeah,
you know.
so
He drives the boat.
he drives the boats.
Oh, okay. That's a good talent.
Yeah, it is a good talent. It's a good career. Anywho, okay, weather
Anywho, what are we
good,
here to talk
weather
about?
good. What are we here to talk about? Books. um, so you are the brand new author, not a brand new author. This is your third book,
Yes.
I'm
but
still new. I just
but you were
celebrated my 1 year publishing anniversary the other
you
day. So I'm
did.
still like new, you know?
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's how we got into you, was that
Yeah.
that very first book, the Final Goodbye. Is a very
Yeah.
lovely book. We did do a podcast episode
Yes.
earlier. I don't remember which one it is, but we do talk about Nicole's first two books, Final Goodbye and Final Temptation. Really great books. Will
Love
highly
them.
recommend. If you like romance books, you should read
Yes.
them. And that is all. Actually, you know what? If you don't like romance books, you should read them, because then you will like romance books. So
Yeah,
you're
I think
welcome.
they're a good like segue into romance, you know?
I think
For
so.
sure.
I think.
Especially if you start with Final Goodbye because it's a little bit
Mm-hmm.
lighter on the spice.
Mm-hmm.
There's no butt stuff. So
No. I enjoy that you have a lot of dry humping in your books. I think it's the funniest thing.
I just like if they dry hump and then they complete and it's still a long scene, like you could do some really great things with that.
I like it. I think it's great. I think it's. I love reading those kinds of scenes. I think they're the funniest scenes. Not like funny, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? They're just fun.
Yeah.
They're fun to
Well,
read
because like
scenes.
For sure.
because you think like, oh, dry humping is so like high school.
Mm,
And when you read it in a book, you're like, oh, this actually seems like a good time, you know?
mm-hmm.
Like it's full of angst and everything, but you're like, in real
Yeah.
life, I don't have the patience to dry hump. Like,
No, in books it's great.
it's great because it's just like you're there, but you haven't gone all the way yet, even though you kind
Mm-hmm.
of did, but you didn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyways. So aside from dry humping, um but they're great books. They're very great books. They have a lot of like, they have nice like wholesome themes, like, and by wholesome I mean like relatable themes. Like, not wholesome, they're absolutely not wholesome, but like relatable themes.
I would say there's a good mixture. There's a good mixture of spice and
Yeah.
plot, and
Yeah.
like it's
Yes.
not just like
It's not just smut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
Thank
some
you. I
books,
appreciate that.
there's some books where there's like the plot is like it's like the book that we won't talk about. There's no plot, and you're just like, where is
It's
this
just
going?
like brushed over. It's
And
like
it's
the plot's brushed over and it's not really important in the book, you
yeah,
know?
like there's stuff happening, quote unquote, but like
But
nothing
it's always
of
about like
substance.
the characters and when they're
Yeah.
gonna like do it next.
Yeah, I like when they have like things to do, and yeah, there's actually like something to
Yeah.
solve, like a problem or
Yeah.
There's a little
yeah.
mystery.
a mystery. Yes, mystery is good.
Yeah.
Suspense, better.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Anyways,
yes.
so yeah,
I do
today-
love the suspense.
we love a suspense. Yes. All right, let's talk about the new book. So the new book
Let's do it.
is the new book is the first book of insert number of books you plan on writing here.
As of right now, I plan to write 3 books in the Sin City series.
Woohoo! Yay,
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
So one first of 3 planned, maybe more. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
It just depends where it goes. I'm really trying to stick to 3
We
now.
have ideas. Anyways, this is the first of 3 books. It is called Guilty in Sin City. And if you are watching YouTube, she is showing a
Oh, yes.
book, a physical copy of the book. It's beautiful.
So pretty.
I have a question actually before we jump into
Okay.
things.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the book,
I like
the book,
questions.
the book itself. How when you design when the cover art becomes the thing that you need to work on, how do you decide what you want on the cover? Do you have a ton of input? Do you just like give it to somebody and say have at her? Like, what's the process behind your artwork?
So typically when you're designing a cover, the cover artist is going to ask like, do you have any books that you like for inspo? And so it's really hard because like I have something in my head, but I'm really, even though I write books and explain things all the time, I'm really bad at explaining what I want. Um I knew that I wanted it red. I knew I wanted to go with red because within the book, when I did start writing it, when I had the character in mind, there's a lot of red accents. And when I think of like starting off in Sin City, I just think of red. that's just what goes through my mind. So I knew I wanted to lead with that. And I definitely knew that I wanted like an object cover. So a discrete cover with objects that allude to different things in the books. Especially the back. I do love that it's all Jacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, and so some people would look at that and be like, what? And then you kind of have to read and then you understand that part.
Yeah.
But no, I usually just kind of explain like, I want red vibes. I want like a neon Vegas looking sign, but for the title. And I think I literally said I want it to look like Vegas threw up on my book.
Wow.
And it's red.
Yeah.
And so I wanted all these things to be red. And then actually, the only thing, this was actually the first draft of the cover.
Oh.
There ended up being a second draft that I ended up liking this one better. So at first, the pearls, I really liked them, but I did not have any significance to the pearls.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, but I really like them. I can write them in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so because I think I had her try to do like a black tie to have some significance to Spencer on the front of the cover because she's like the bikini top and everything else is kind of just like the alluding to gambling. And so then the black tie came about and I just did not like the way it looked. I liked the way that the pearls like popped.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're going to go with the first one and I'm just going to write it in because I wasn't done finishing my first draft yet when I got the cover back. And then I
Okay.
just did the black tie on the back instead with the
Mm.
Jacks. So
I like it.
usually it's just a lot of like they might put their creative input in it, which I love when they do because obviously I ran with it.
Mhm.
And then it's nice too if you get it done early enough because then you can kind of use it as inspo for your book. So you might have things that you're already like, oh, this is going to be a big part of the book. This is going to be a big part of the book. I want these things on the cover. But then there might just be like little things that are just accents to it and you can slide them into the book. But
That makes sense.
usually
That's
I'm
cool.
really chaotic with it though, to answer your like long story short. I'm really chaotic with it. Like right now I'm like, I know what color my next book is going to be. I think everybody does based on my teasers, but but
I wonder.
I wonder. I know it still could change, but I don't exactly know everything that's going to go on the cover yet. So I don't know.
What are your thoughts for like, you know how some authors have like the discrete cover and then like the non-discrete the what?
Oh, like
The
a true
models?
model cover.
Yeah.
Oh, as a reader, I love a model cover. I have so many model covers that I own. I know they're so disliked, and I don't know why because like who doesn't want a hot man on their cover?
Some people judge it from that. They're like, "Oh, there's a
I
guy on
know.
the cover.
Yeah.
I won't read it."
I think that
yeah.
like I think it depends on the book. Like I think I could get away with having like an alternate version for this series with male covers, just with the kind of the setting and the content of it. Whereas
Yeah.
like my small town romances, I wouldn't do a model cover just because I feel like they don't scream small town romance. Even though I do own some small town romance with model covers, but that's because I like model covers. But yeah, I don't know. I think that it just wouldn't like fit that vibe. I feel like yes, when you see a man on a cover, you're like, that's just smut. You know, like
Yeah.
that's there's nothing but just a man in that book. I feel like people just go for the extremes. But yeah, I personally like them. I
Yeah.
just don't know if I would do them for my books until I have loads of money to spend on having like 4 different book covers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because model covers actually like they might look the cheap. I don't want to say cheapest, but they're actually really expensive. You have to like purchase the photograph from like the photographer and like the model gets some of that obviously and then you have to then pay a cover artist to incorporate that photo within your cover and then it still ends
Right.
up costing the same as it would for like something like I have on my covers. So
What
it's really
about the
expensive.
what about the ones where it's kind of like it's not model covers, but it's got like kind of like the cartoon
Oh
man
illustrated ones?
versus like the illustrated ones versus because I've seen authors who have like they're all illustrated covers, but one's the discrete cover versus
yeah,
one's got like the illustrated characters on the front of it.
I think it really depends on the art. As a reader, I prefer to not have cartoon covers. I think some of
Mm.
them can really be deceiving to
Mhm.
what the content is in the book. Just like you assume the model is like this super smutty romance book, and then you
Mhm.
think cartoon covers are like really innocent. And I feel like they can be deceiving sometimes.
Mm.
Because then you're like, oh wow, there's actually a lot more spice in this than I thought based on this cartoon cover.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm kind of like, if I were to do a alternate cover, I because I already do have a discrete cover, I would probably do a cover with some artwork, but it would be some really good artwork, or it would be
Yeah.
like a spicy artwork, like special
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I have things
Yeah.
in mind, so
I think there's so many options though. Like if
Yeah.
you want something then that's like obviously you don't have
yeah,
to have some like cutesy
yeah,
illustrated cover or something like that because yeah, like you said, it doesn't make sense if it doesn't match the themes of
yeah,
your book. If you're like, this is a sexy book, like it's Sin
yeah.
City, like you want it to represent your book. So obviously if you're gonna have something on the cover, which I think was done very well with the cover that you have. But yeah, with like people, if you're gonna throw people on the cover, you really want it to emulate that, like, because it's not at that point, it's not a discrete cover, so you could do
Yeah,
literally whatever you want with it. So yeah, you would want like something a little more
yeah. Like, if I were to
exotic.
use my character
Spicy.
art, like, it
Yeah.
would probably be one of the character arts that I have,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
because they're 2 very, very good artists, and
Yeah.
it would depend if I wanted to go, like, a more, like, spicy route with my covers and make them
Mm-hmm.
truly, like, special editions, or if I wanted, I don't know, a different vibe, but I would also wanna make sure I could lock in those character artists for every book to end up having them match,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I think that's the tough part too, so
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot of
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
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 Totally. All right. Cool. Awesome. Thank you for answering my question.
Yeah, of course. No, covers are fun. There's
Yeah.
so many different covers out there. Obviously, I have a lot of, like, books because of covers that I haven't read,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
a cover can really do a lot, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So judge a book by its cover, or
yes.
don't judge a book by its cover.
I definitely have a couple books
Yeah.
with the same book, just different covers of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I own, like, 7 or 8 copies of my favorite book, so,
Mm,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah. I wish I owned 7 copies of my favorite book.
I didn't say that my credit card wasn't maxed out or anything,
Yeah.
but, you know.
Well, the problem for us is that a lot of the books that we like are obviously American authors. And every time a special edition comes out, we're like, we're going to go buy it. And then it's like twice the amount of
It's a
money.
lot.
And then the amount of whatever you're paying for the book is the same that you're paying for shipping. And then you're just like, never mind.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I know, I
insane.
hate that. I hate that. It doesn't make any sense because literally
No.
I'm like, I could just walk across not nec I don't I could walk across the border,
You
right?
just
Like,
throw it over
so
the
why
fence.
can't I just like it's not like there's not like a sea, you know, an
Mm-hmm.
ocean. There's nothing.
No.
It
No,
should be a lot cheaper and I hate
it's
that.
insane. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even like within our own country, like sending stuff across the country is just
Yeah.
obscene. So
Yeah, I feel that.
yeah. Anyways.
Anyways.
So one of the things that we like to do when we talk about the books that we're talking about on this podcast is we read the blurb just to give our listeners an idea of what they can be expecting to read about in the book.
Okay,
And
great.
since you're our super special guest today,
Oh, no, no,
we're gonna ask you to read the blurb.
Okay,
Mhm.
no, I have like a fear of reading out loud.
Just close your eyes.
No.
There's no one here. Just pretend it's your dogs.
Guys, I read inside my head. I don't read out loud. No, this gives me fear of like when I was younger in school, yes, you used to have to do like popcorn reading. Do you know
Yeah.
what that is?
You like get a paragraph and you have to read it or whatever.
Yeah, the teacher would be like
Yeah,
you'd be
I
over here like
hated
trying
it.
to hide, and then your teacher would be like, "Oh, Danny or Nicole, you X that out. I almost said my real name. Nicole, you have to go read this paragraph. And I'm over here like, why is it such a long paragraph? Like, and then I stutter and I hate it. And I haven't read this blurb since I wrote it. Gosh, guys.
Fine, I'll read it.
Okay.
You're
Thank
good
you.
at it.
I have to find
You
it
are.
first.
And it's so cringy reading what I
reading
write
what you
sometimes.
write.
Because then I'm gonna like hate it after I read it again.
You're like, ew, God,
So
why did I write that?
so Robyn, if you
Why
can
is
take
it?
Avery and then Mariah in your best Spencer voice, if you
Oh my God, no. No, I'm like you. I hated doing the like reading the paragraphs in school. I was like, no.
Okay,
Excuse
so
Don't
me.
like it.
way to put the pressure on me. But I'll like,
She's
I'll
good at
follow
it. She can
along.
do it.
I need to actually find it. Stand by.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Is it here? Do you have it?
I was like,
Why is
I didn't know when we were talking about
Wait.
things that wouldn't be
I don't have the
acceptable
book?
with me having to be just go to Amazon.
Oh yeah.
It's on Amazon.
I'm getting there.
Here.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Oh, Mariah for the win.
All
Good job.
All right, here's the blurb. Guilty in Sin City. Avery. Las Vegas was my way out, a golden ticket to a new life. Moving away meant leaving the past behind, a chance to reinvent myself. What I believed would be a fresh start in a glamorous city quickly unraveled into something darker and unexpected. My nights belonged to a job I never wanted, one that slowly taught me how little choice I really had. With no other way to pay for my mistakes, entertaining rich men became the price I had to pay. And just when I convinced myself I could survive this job without letting my heart get involved, he came along. Spencer. My life used to be simple, or at least that's what I told myself. As a wealthy sports agent, I had freedom, status, and a lifestyle that made commitment feel unnecessary. I was more than content. I was more than content. I was more than content living the rich bachelor life. Then, the son I never knew existed showed up in the city, and a few years later, everything I thought I knew changed the moment I laid eyes on her. At 40, I found myself navigating a life I no longer recognized, distracted by a younger woman I couldn't stop thinking about, while struggling to connect with a son who seemed to want only one thing from me: money.
Yeah. Okay,
Dun,
you
dun,
did so good. That one
dun.
slip up I would have had 12. So
I'm free
it
for
sounds
hire
so
for
much better when somebody
audiobooks.
reads it to me. Like it sounds so much better when you read
Yeah,
it.
no,
Thank
I
you.
get
Yeah.
that.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Sorry I had to
I-
like draw the line there, but
It's
All good.
fine.
Okay, wait, I have a question. Would
Mhm.
would you do an audiobook for these?
Oh, like me reading an
Well,
audiobook?
no,
No, not you.
but like would you like get it done audiobook?
No, I would love to have my books on audiobook.
Mhm.
I think what I never knew as a reader before I started doing this was like if you think a paperback costs a lot to like produce and put out there, yeah, audiobooks are really expensive. So you either
Yeah.
essentially wait until you get a deal,
Yeah.
um, or you make enough profit on your books that you're like, okay, I can start spending some good money. Because also, I don't want to just like throw an audiobook out there and just to like check a box that I have an audiobook. Ideally,
Mhm.
the day I do it, I don't want to have to go back and like redo it.
Right.
So I want narrators I really love. Um, I would like it in like a duet.
I
And
love a
so,
duet.
yeah, I don't wanna, like, do it just to check the box, and then I have one person narrating. Um, I ideally would like to do it how I wanna do it, and, like, obviously, the more people you have on your book, the more expensive it gets, and so, um, yeah, one day I definitely like, the goal is audio. Like, I would rather have my books on audio than be traditionally published one day. Like, I want audiobooks.
Mm. If you had unlimited funds and could pick anybody to do the narration, do you have anybody in the back of your mind that you're like, yes, please?
No, because actually, funny enough, like I don't listen to a lot of audiobooks. I did in the
Mm.
last like year, just when I felt like I was reading a lot less because I was writing.
Mhm.
And so I started listening to some books that I've already read. So I haven't like just listened to a book I've never read before. because I do prefer reading over audio.
Yeah.
But like, and then usually too, I feel like it's kind of hard to find some of the books that I've read that are with a full cast or duet, and that's what I would prefer. And so, I don't know. I think it would just have to match like you test out different narrators and you'd be like, okay, I can really see this voice being Spencer or
Yeah.
but I don't have a dream cast.
Yeah. You listen to a lot
I
of
listen to a lot
audiobooks.
of audiobooks.
I
Is
would
there
probably consult my people that have listened to a ton of audiobooks and be like, who would you want?
Yeah,
know?
if is there anybody whose like voice came to mind to you when you were reading it?
Honestly, I love Teddy Hamilton.
Hamilton. Oh yeah, he's
Oh
like
yeah,
a big
he's
one.
great.
Like if
I
he
could
just
see
knocked
him
on my
being
door and was like, "Let me
Yeah.
record," I'd be like, "All you, buddy," but
Yeah.
big dreams.
Like I've been saying this for years. I'm like, he could like tell him like
Read the phone
read the
book.
dictionary, read the phone book, like my grocery list, like anything. Like I would
Yeah.
listen to his voice all the time.
Or you know what would be fun? You know how have you guys listened to any of like the Quinn originals? Like with like the heated rivalry cast, how they went on
Oh,
Quinn?
Oh,
no,
I'd
I
be
have not.
I would be over here like, okay, I don't need like someone who does audio for like a living. I would be over here like, okay, can this specific like actor like do a
Oh.
book, you know? Because that would be great.
Yeah.
But yeah. But no, I've heard really good things about. I've listened to some books with Teddy Hamilton too. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he does a really good job.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has a notable enough voice that if like someone says, "Oh, that's one of my narrators," like people are going to listen to that book too. So that's
Yeah.
something you want to remember because that's just marketing and trying
Yeah.
to sell your book. You know, that's essentially the cover. Like, oh, I sell my book, my paperback with my cover, but your audiobook, you want to have really good narrators. So
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. If you just have some like random no name and nobody knows how that is, it might be a little bit harder to get people to listen to that
it's
than
yeah,
like
it's
somebody
tough.
well known.
You'd have to put a lot of samples out there and like,
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
know,
listen
but-
to this sexy voice.
I definitely
Yeah.
listen to the preview because if I don't like the voices, I just won't listen to it.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I've read some, I think, or not read some. I've listened to some. I tried to listen to The Right Move on audio by Liz Tom Forty. Tom Ford, whatever. I couldn't do
No.
it.
You're like, no.
And it was just me because I'm also like not an audiobook listener. But I was like, that is
Yeah.
one of my favorite books of all time. I just want to hear this again on audio. And then I was
Mhm.
like, I think I got 5 chapters in and I was like, I quit.
Yeah.
But so I think, you know, yeah, the narrators make all the difference.
Yeah. 100%. I agree.
For sure.
I also don't listen to a lot of audiobooks. I think I've listened to like one audiobook. But it was great.
It was great.
It was amazing. Highly recommend.
I'm just a big, like, when I'm in the car, I'm usually listening to music. If I'm like, I listen to a lot of music.
Yeah.
And so it takes like, I feel like a specific book for me to want to like get back into audio and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's funny. One of
So-
my friends, she like goes running a lot and she'll listen to audiobooks when she's running. I'm like, that's psychopathic behavior. Like, I'm sorry.
Because there's like
I-
no tempo
Yeah,
or
exactly.
know?
I'm like, how do you run to an audiobook? I don't understand. Like, I can see like maybe sitting on a spin bike and like reading a book or
Yeah,
something like that.
walking
I
on the
can
treadmill.
see, but like, yeah, not. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyways, whatever.
I just do it when
Each
I'm
their
like
own.
doing laundry or something or cleaning the house.
Yeah, that makes
I just
sense.
pop my headphones in.
Not
and-
running.
I would end up getting, I feel like I would end up getting overly distracted and I wouldn't be able to, I
Yeah.
would lose track of the story or something if I'm doing all these other things. But then I also can't just
Yeah.
like sit there and listen. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're just like sitting
Yeah.
there on your couch with your headphones
If I get really into a book, I will. I'll just sit on the couch and like I have like my kids in my lap and just listen to my spicy.
See, I would end up like scrolling my phone and then again I would distract myself. I'd
Yeah.
be like
And you're
2
like, where
chapters
am I?
in deep and I'd be like, what happened? Who's the character? Like, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it.
No. Oh, wow. What are the tropes for this book, Mariah?
Well, the tropes are millionaire, ex-boyfriend's daddy, age
Daddy.
gap, secret identity, opposites attract, and he falls first.
And hard. Yeah.
And hard. I just saw so Mariah's got the list of the trigger warnings, and I did send you a message about this, and then I was like, okay, no more talking about this. We'll talk about it later. But you put the content trigger warnings at the back of your book.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I thought that was genius.
If anyone is looking for trigger warnings, please, when you're on the Kindle version, do not skip the author's note, because the author's note will then let you know that all of those are in the back.
Mm-hmm.
If you miss the author's note, you read the whole book and then you come across the content warnings, you know, you should have read the author's note.
You also have it listed, though, like in your table of contents, too. Like, it does specifically say the trigger warnings are at the end. But, like, for me, as somebody who just does not give a shit about triggers and the stuff and the things, I loved that, because there's so many books that I read that I'm like, it's right at the front of the book. You can't not skip it. Your eyes glaze over it no matter what. So you're always going to catch something, especially if it's like a long list.
Yeah, because you're like, what is this a playlist?
Yeah,
oh,
like, what
no,
is
it's not.
this?
Yeah.
And so, like, the amount of times I've read that and it's like something has popped up, like, one that I have read recently was like accidental cannibalism, and like the number and when I'm reading the book and I'm just like, when's it coming? When's it coming? Like, that's like, I'd rather just not read about it, because it's like that doesn't bother me. So I did enjoy the fact that you were just like, if you want the trigger warnings, skip to the end and I will give them to you there. And I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
I think
not that your book has a ton of trigger warnings.
It could, depending on the person. Honestly, when I was going through it, I think I had maybe, because I'm also not somebody who's triggered by like anything. And so when I was writing out my own trigger warning list, I think I had like maybe 3 triggers that I had pointed out. And then I asked my beta team to look out for triggers and let me know if there was anything that I should make note of. And then the list grew. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm really glad I asked you guys to do that, because I didn't want to get in trouble for not mentioning some things. So I think especially like one of the bigger ones, I glossed over. So then I was like, oh, light bulb. I should have known that. But I was so focused on just writing the scene that I didn't think of it as a trigger.
Yeah, I mean, that's what beta readers are for, to catch those things, so you can be like, oh, yeah, I guess. In that case, we're not going to read the trigger warnings to you guys.
Because
you can read them yourself.
In the back of the book.
In the back of the book. Okay. You're like, okay, skipping over.
We got tropes, we got trigger warnings.
Tropes are fine. Tropes are great.
Yeah.
When you started writing this book, did you have like a list of tropes that you wrote down and were like, these are the things that I want to add to my book? Or did you have like one and then you kind of like slowly added to it? Like, how, when you kind of add those into your book, how do you get there? How do you come up with, this is what we're going to have?
Yeah, I think I knew I knew the big thing, which was ex-boyfriend's dad. I also knew that this whole series is going to be like a billionaire series.
Yeah.
But with Spencer's job, I didn't necessarily make him a billionaire. It's really hard to be a sports agent and be a billionaire. There's only like a handful of really, really successful ones. And you can be a multimillionaire, which is still great because you're still a rich daddy. I knew I wanted it to be like millionaire, ex-boyfriend's dad. Obviously, along with that comes the age gap. And so then it just kind of went from there. Like, I was writing and I was like, yeah, he's definitely falling first. And the secret identity, that kind of just like fell into my lap. When I was writing, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, that's kind of a trope. Like, it's not a really common one, but I have read a couple books with that trope. And I didn't even think of like listing it as a trope. And then I was like, oh, I can. It makes it intriguing. It makes it different. And then I did know that obviously I kind of wanted the characters to be very different. Like, I love a good girl who's down on her luck and a millionaire that's just like, let me spoil you. So I kind of knew I wanted it to go in that direction, which introduces like the opposites attract in a sense. They're from very different lives. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So when you read a book, do you gravitate towards a trope? You'll be like, oh, this trope's in it. I'm going to read this.
Yeah. Age gap.
Age,
For sure.
yeah,
I love
that's a
an
good
age gap
one.
romance. I love forbidden. I love taboo. Those are definitely ones like I know for a lot of people they're enemies to lovers and I love a good enemies to lovers, but I'm not like, oh, that sells me on it. But like I do love a good age gap.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love
I
a
agree.
grumpy sunshine, enemies to lovers. That is like my bread and
Yeah.
butter.
Yeah. I think enemies to
definitely-
lovers
yeah.
is just so like it could be done in so many different ways because it's like, is it true enemies to lovers or is it like they kind of have a tiff and then all of a sudden they're like, you know, it's
Yeah.
like insta love still and they weren't enemies for too long, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
that's
I don't even remember the last enemies to lovers I read.
Mm.
Or unless I read it and I didn't realize it was enemies to lovers. I don't know.
Because it was so light.
I
It's
definitely
very
like
very
a
likely.
hurt comfort trope.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yes.
Mm.
I do
Yes.
like a lot of pain.
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 Yeah.
You have questions?
Yeah.
Oh, bring them. Like rapid fire.
Ask the
Okay.
questions.
I'm just kidding.
What does an average writing day look for you?
Oh, I wish it looked
Yeah.
better. Oh, no, I think because I do work another job on top of all the writing and the marketing. So it's like you kind of there's not many days where I can like just sit down and write. Like I'm usually having to do some sort of marketing or I'm like reaching out to bookstores or you know, all these different little tasks. Where like the last few weeks I was really preparing all of my pre-orders, which took a lot of time. And I probably didn't write for like a good 5, 6 days. And then you kind of have to get back into it. But the days I do write, which I try to get a little bit in, I usually end up with like 2 good hours to write.
Mm.
So, and then I always aim for at least 1,000 words. Sometimes I get lucky and I have more if I'm really into it. If there's a lot of dialogue and I know exactly where it's going and they're just like bantering back and forth. But I'm also like, I kind of like edit as I write. And so I reread what I write like the second I write it. Like I can't control myself there. So, yeah, but I wish it looked better. I wish I had more time.
So
Because then
when
I would be
you
able to get these books out faster, but you know.
so when you're writing, what's your drink of choice? That you have
It depends.
beside
If I'm
you?
at home, I'm just drinking water from my Stanley. Or if I'm at the coffee shop, I do a lot of writing at my favorite coffee shop and I just drink like a black iced tea. I don't like coffee at the coffee shop. But I like the vibes. I just don't like coffee.
Oh,
So
I
I'm
I
really,
don't
really
drink coffee.
simple.
I know you don't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
You guys are
okay.
nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
I get too jittery. I have anxiety and it just triggers it and I can't function.
Yeah.
I can't do
I've
it.
just never found myself needing it.
Yeah.
I would die without it.
Their family is like a coffee addict.
I also don't have kids. Like I don't, I get my sleep. Okay. I make sure I get my sleep. So
I don't have kids.
well, like her mom is already trying to get my 4-year-old drinking coffee. I'm like, no.
Oh, she does
No
not need it.
yeah,
I could
I've
see
never been a
eating
coffee
it.
drinker.
Yeah.
I could see your middle one. I could see it calming her down. I could see her just like sitting in the
Well,
corner with a cup of coffee.
Doesn't it do the opposite? Like, does coffee calm
For
you down?
me, yes, but for them, no. It just calms them down. Like they drink it before bed. They're crazy.
We're jittery and anxious
I
before
don't-
our coffees, and then we have our coffees and we're fine.
Yeah, like at 10
Okay,
o'clock
okay.
at night. I don't know. They're crazy.
I'll
think-
drink like a good crispy Coca-Cola if I need some like caffeine or something.
Mm.
But It doesn't really like do anything to me.
Good fridge
So
cigarette. Yeah.
I'll stick with chocolate.
yes, I back
Yeah.
that. Team chocolate, no coffee.
Yes.
Ugh, you guys are nuts.
So yeah, my drink of choice while riding is very boring. I need to remind myself usually to drink while I'm riding because I'll like when I'm just like in the zone, I'll get done and I'll be like, wow, I'm parched. Like I
Yeah.
just ran a mile.
You're like, why do I have a headache?
Yeah, like oh, because I was just like staring at the screen so intently with no water. Yeah.
Okay, I have another question. At
Yes.
the playlist in the book,
Yes.
how do you want readers to listen to that? Like, do you just want them to listen to that all in one go? Or do you want them to listen to certain songs per chapter? I've been always
I
curious.
I'm
think
always
it's
curious
just
about that too.
for me, it's almost like you can listen while you're reading, listen after you're reading, and like see once you finally take in the whole story, like see the songs that are giving the vibe.
Mhm.
I feel like for me, when I'm like putting together a playlist, it's very like most of it is like, oh, this reminded me of a specific scene, or this reminded me of just a specific character. And sometimes I throw one in there and I'm just like, I listened to this on repeat while I was writing this book. And so I felt like it needed a place in the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like listening to it, I feel like there might be like certain songs that I'm like, oh, if you like specifically turn that song on during this scene. But I don't have anything in order because I'm chaotic. So, because I'll just be like, oh, like when I'm like putting together a playlist, I'm just like, oh yeah, that song, yeah. There's no rhyme or reason. But like for instance, there's some that just like the second I'm writing a scene, I'm like, this is the song. So there's a scene where you really, really start to hate Jax in Guilty in Sin City.
Mm-hmm.
And The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived by Taylor Swift comes on and I'm like, yes, this is the smallest man who ever lived.
Yeah.
Because, he gives you that vibe. So yeah.
So the playlist that you have listed, is it on Spotify, like already,
I
like
need
that
to work
people
on
can
that.
find? Okay.
They're like on my like personal one because I
Yeah.
like add the songs as I go and then I'm like when I'm going to like format everything in my book, I'm like, oh, I need to refer to that playlist. But I need to make playlists public and from a different account that's not my personal account. So
Yeah.
eventually I could do that.
Mm. That's a good idea. I like
I just
like when
I
it's
like a good
pre-done.
I like a good playlist in a book. I've never been the kind of reader that listens to music and reads at the same time. And so I just never really thought that like people actually utilize the playlist and I'm like, oh, what does it even matter to have it? Like I like it in
Yeah.
writing, but
Yeah.
For me, if I'm listening to music and reading, it's usually like spa music to like,
yeah, it's like really
yeah,
non-distracting music.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
background
usually
music.
for me.
That makes sense.
Because if I'm listening to all these songs that I like, I'm gonna be like, oh wait, what am I doing? Am I listening to music or am I reading? So
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah, I like to read in silence. I also drive in silence because I'm a psychopath.
oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Here's
can't.
why. My old car, which I don't have anymore, the radio had broken on it. So for like a really long time I didn't get it fixed. So like I drove in silence and after a while I was like, oh, this is actually quite nice. I enjoy this. So now if I turn the radio on, I'm like, this is weird. Off.
This is so not me. I have
It's
to
like,
turn the
this is
radio off.
distracting.
My radio blocks the kids out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, that makes sense.
Mine just, I just like music. So
Yeah.
gotta have it on.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like I said, I'm a psychopath, so
Yeah.
you
It's okay.
people are normal.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Except for your coffee drinking habits, those are weird.
No one can be perfect, okay?
I know. Next question, Mariah.
Well, okay. When you were writing about Jax, did you
Mhm.
have an inspiration, like a villain inspiration when you were writing him?
Um, so if you read Final Goodbye and you were introduced to Logan,
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted him to be worse than Logan.
Mm. Yeah.
And I do think that I succeeded there in a sense. But no, I didn't have like a specific person, but I kind of when I was in that because you have to be in like a dark place to write all these terrible things
Mm-hmm.
that someone is saying to somebody else on page. And I kind of just got myself into that like dark and moody place and thought of some of the worst things that maybe I have heard or and then just exaggerated them a little bit. So
Yeah.
I just tried to think of like past crappy relationships and like, oh, okay, what are some of the worst things I've heard? And then like we're gonna put that on steroids. Like,
Mm. Yeah.
but so yeah, I thought of all of the worst parts of my ex-boyfriends and put them together.
So Jackson is a collaboration of your exes. Got it.
Yeah, a few of them for sure,
Well, did you have a favorite quote?
Did I have a favorite quote? Sure.
You
One
said you
moment, please.
highlighted stuff.
I did
this time.
highlight. I went on a
Ooh.
highlighting spree. Just a
Guys, this is
moment.
my favorite part. What's your favorite quote?
Hold on, I have to go look. You tell yours. You're always more
Okay.
prepared with this. I highlighted a lot of things. I have to go back and
I
find.
make lots of notes. I like to be prepared.
Okay.
Okay, so my favorite one is it's a short little quote, but I liked "You're not an object that can be paid for, Avery. You're a fucking prize."
That was.
I
a good
loved
one.
that one.
That was good. That was good.
That's my favorite.
Aw. I was really proud of myself for that one.
Yeah, I loved it. I was like, "Yes, ma'am."
Yes, I do. I do think that that was a really good reassuring line. Every woman likes to be reassured. So, yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
have one. I had to look because I was like, I don't want to pick one from like the end of the
my
book
God,
because
your
what?
font is so small.
Okay,
I
this
can't.
is shush you. Hold on, I lost it. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
On my Kindle, it's like at number 9.
Oh, I had mine at like 1 for a while,
She's
and
a
then
psychopath.
my God.
and then I had to put it up to 2 because I was so tired.
She's
I
like
was like,
this.
I can't read this.
She's like, this book only has 10 pages. That's crazy. The font's so
I
small.
know, I get through it so fast. Like, wow, this chapter's so short.
It's on one
Shit,
page.
where did it go? God damn it. I lost it. It was a good one too. Hold on. Motherfucker. Oh, this wasn't like my favorite quote, but I thought this was really funny when he's I think it's a conversation between Spencer and Jason, and
this one.
Jason's like, "What's going on?" And he's just like 2 words, Jackson, Avery. And then Jason goes, "The doctor from Grey's Anatomy." And I just like
Yeah.
cackled at that part. And then I had a question. Actually, I had a question about that part.
Yeah.
So when you wrote the characters, Jackson and Avery, did you have Grey's Anatomy, or was it just like a happy accident?
That was a happy accident. Like
Nice.
I actually didn't even have that part of the book in it after the first couple drafts.
Yeah.
That was actually added on one of my last drafts, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so brilliant for this!" Like I was so excited when my mind went there.
I did cackle when I read that.
I know, I did too. I was like,
yeah, and I was like, anyone who watches Grey's Anatomy is going to understand this,
Yeah.
especially like if anyone who has watched it. They probably have stopped by now, but at least they watched it in the beginning when Jackson Avery was relevant. So,
Well, there's like no one in it now.
No.
yeah,
Okay,
it's rough out there.
I found my quote.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's the end of a chapter. The difference between Spencer and me couldn't be more dramatic. He fell asleep to the panoramic view of the city lights every night while I locked the door to my van, spooned a baseball bat, and hoped for the best. We were fire and ice, oil and water, innocent and guilty. I liked that. That was good.
I
It was
do
like a
like
nice,
that part too.
like a little like that. It was like it's really like it's like the epitome of the whole like opposites attract
It is, yeah,
part
and
of
I
the
think
story.
that's what I was going for when I was writing that, was just really hitting on, like, this is how
Mm,
different they are, you know,
yeah.
and she sees that, and yeah. Yeah, I have a favorite quote. Not I don't know if you
Oh.
guys asked me, but I have a favorite quote.
What is your favorite quote
We
from
wanna
your
know.
book?
It's not gonna be anyone's favorite quote. I think there's, like, the ones that, like, yeah, there's gonna be the ones that, like, over time become favorite quotes of mine because I'm like, "Oh, everyone else likes those," like, you know, and then you realize, like, "Oh, that's kind of good." Like, there's there's always a couple spicy ones that get pointed out, but for me, I think, and it was towards the end of the book,
Hmm.
um, and I actually cried a little bit when I wrote it because it was
Aw.
just, like, things coming to a head, and, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it was Spencer, so Spencer said, "And as I pulled Jackson in for a hug for the very first time, I felt like a goddamn father."
Aw. Yeah.
So,
That was
yeah,
sweet.
for
Yeah.
me, that one, that just, like, hit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's always, like, the one that I feel like every single one of my, like, alpha readers, beta readers, everybody pointed it out, and it was, "My morals won't allow me to fuck you tonight when I paid for you."
Hmm.
So,
That was a good part of the book.
that's a g
I
yeah,
liked that part of the book.
dry humping, you know?
One of the other parts of the book that I actually really enjoyed was when Spencer was telling Avery all of the reasons that he liked her, and he listed off that she was independent, smart, intriguing, and took risks. And
Mhm.
there was a part of that near the beginning of the book, but then you also kind of like brought it back full circle at the end of the
Yeah.
book too, which was I thought that was really good. When I was reading that, I was like, "Oh, look at that. We're just coming
Yeah.
together." And I enjoy that so much with books because I hate plot holes. And sometimes when I read stuff, I find that there's you want that like closure, and I feel like that like really gives you that like closure of things that like happen earlier in the book. Not that that's like not at all like a plot hole or anything
It
like
just
that,
brings
but
it
like
full
it just
circle.
brings it all together,
Yeah.
and it's nice when stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
Mhm.
Side characters, who's your
Oh,
favorite?
my favorite sign. I know who yours is. Probably
I
the
wanna
same as
know.
yours. I think Colton.
Mine was Colton.
I loved him. I loved at the very beginning when he
Oh,
first meets Spencer and
I
he calls him daddy.
I quoted I highlighted it because I was like, this is great.
And he's like, "It's Spencer."
No, it's
See,
Daddy.
okay, this is my fear. I fear I have created another Chase.
Uh, I mean, you might have to write a book about Chase
Oh.
and Colton.
No, no. Oh, no, I really want to give both of them stories.
Yeah.
I obviously, if nobody knows who Chase is the, um, brother to the main character in Final Goodbye. He gets more of a side character role in Final Temptation, and, um, I really kinda brought him back in Final Temptation to give Miles, like, a buddy,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
a sober
Yeah.
buddy.
Mhm.
And so then I just didn't know I'd make him so likable, and then I kind of did that here in Guilty and Sin City. I was like, "I want this really cool bartender, like, the guy that's gonna continue to show up in every
Yeah.
book.
Mhm.
He is
I
gonna be a
mean,
staple in these books."
Yeah.
But
for the book though, it makes sense because like it's
Mhm.
Vegas. There's
Yeah,
bars. Like you need that. So I think it like really encapsulates all of that. So
and I don't know if
good
you
job.
know this about me, but I have a big bartending background, so I
Mm.
was a cocktail waitress and a bartender for years.
Yeah.
Hence why in the first book I ever wrote, Paige was a bartender, and,
Mm.
Mm.
there's just always gonna be bars, like, I've spent a lot of time in bars.
Yeah.
So, um, I like a good bar vibe, you know, and so then I was like,
Mhm.
I need to write like this really cool like gay bartender,
Mm.
and I wanted him to be gay because I wanted him to just have that like flirty banter, but he's not like flirting with the girl because he has no interest in any of these girls. He is gay, you know?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
he's very loud and proud about that. And I do want to give him a book. I just don't. I just need I just need time. I need to give
Yeah.
I need to be able to do it justice because like writing
Mhm.
a male romance is like a whole different thing. I just need
Yeah.
to make sure I do it right because I love his character so much.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yes.
Is there a
She was
favorite
laughing at
female
my
character that you like?
I mean, I think we didn't I mean, we saw a lot of, like, Andy and Peyton, but,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I feel like not like, they were there, and they're great side characters to Avery's character, but
Yep.
I think because they're probably gonna show up a little bit more in the future, we didn't see
Mhm.
as much of them as enough to really get
They
to
show
know
up, but they
them
need to be
yet.
vague, you know? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we can't learn too much about them because of reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
because sometimes I
sorry
don't
you
know who
wrote
they're gonna be.
an amazing Colton character.
Well,
Honestly, I liked the
Yeah.
girls all together.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like just
Mhm.
as a whole.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
The
loved
girl
it.
I
group.
liked that they brought her in as a friend, like, immediately. They're like, they met, and then they're like, okay, girl, what are we drinking? What are we doing tonight? Like, let's party. Like, they just immediately were like, yep, you're our friend now.
Yeah. It just kind of shows like how welcoming and open they are.
Mhm.
And also it was just like exactly what Avery needed, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
And yeah.
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 Like, she's so down on her luck, and then she just needed those people, and they were like, there's like right moment, right time.
Yeah. So
I
if you
loved
guys
it.
had to guess like who's the next book going to be about?
I think it's Andy and Hunter.
Yeah. That was my guess.
That is
Oh,
my
okay.
guess.
Okay. Because I'm getting a lot of DMs. It's like, "Oh my god, tell me it's Andy and Jason."
Mm. No, see,
It's
I think it's Peyton and
yeah,
Jason because
Peyton
of
and
the whole
Jason.
texting. I think they're gonna text.
Mhm.
I
It's
think in
gonna
the
be a whole
beginning of the book
texting
you're
thing.
like, "Oh, these characters are totally going to get like it's going to be Andy and Jason. They're so like relevant. They're kind of like the more relevant ones." And then like you keep reading and you're like, "Oh, yeah, there's like a lot of different opportunities." I even had somebody who was like is like, "Don't tell me that like Jackson comes back," you know? Yeah, no. So one of my author friends made me this really cute mug. Okay. And I'm obsessed with it. So this is some character I have of Spencer and Avery. And then
Mhm.
she did like the next so I
Oh.
haven't posted this yet, obviously, but you
Oh.
know, you saw it here
Secrets
first.
spilled.
But I think that's a redhead. I
That
think
looks
that's
like
a
a
redhead.
redhead.
Mm.
Looks like a redhead. Might be Andy.
Yes, Andy and Hunter do get the next book.
Knew it.
Woo!
So, it's really fun because Hunter was the most insignificant side character in this book,
Mhm.
and in just the way of the order I wanted to do everything, I know that everyone's gonna want Jason's book, but
Mhm.
we're gonna have to save the best for last, so
Mm. See, we obviously we read it, but when I was first reading it, and I remember there was a scene with Andy asking if Spencer had any friends, or
Mm,
I think sure she asked Avery if he had any friends or anything like that, and then that to me, I was like, oh damn, like Andy and Jason, like that's going to be the
yeah,
book. But then yeah, you get into it, and then there's a very specific scene that you're just like, oh.
Mhm.
potty shots are
No.
happening. Hunter's like, "I
Interesting.
volunteer as tribute," you
Yeah.
know? But yeah, and that's
Excellent,
why when I was,
excellent.
like, writing Hunter, I wanted him to show up, but he wasn't necessarily, like he knew everybody in a sense, but
Mhm.
he wasn't, like, best friends with anybody. But, I didn't want the scenes that he was really relevant, I didn't want him to be, like, this, like, asshole client
Mhm.
of Avery's or anything. He was just this really respectful guy, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you get more of that and his background, you're gonna learn
Mhm.
so much about this guy, and you're like, well, that's who we were dealing with.
Yeah. I do like that when you kind of like get that impression at the end when you're like, okay, yeah, that's gonna be these two, that you're kind of like, okay, we don't actually know a lot about him right now. Like we know a smidge, but not
Yeah.
a
I mean,
lot. So
even I
it's
didn't
it's
know a lot
intriguing.
about him.
It's just like, what kind of guy is this gonna be? And every
Sometimes the
every
most
chapter you're writing right now, you're like, ooh, he's so interesting.
I mean, kind of. Because the part with like, so when I did my first duo, it was a lot easier because it was just like, oh, I know there's going to be two brothers. It's going to be Declan and Miles. They're going to be totally different. One's a golden retriever. One's like this reformed playboy. But in this book, I was like, okay, there's three books that I know I want to do, and I need more characters.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm so unhinged when I'm writing that I don't necessarily know where things are going all the time. And so sometimes I just have this like epiphany and I'll be like, oh, yeah, this is what's going to happen to this character. And
Mm,
I'm just going to run with it.
yeah.
And I don't have a lot of those things planned sometimes. Um, I always like to have some heart wrenching scenes. And so it's kind of like, which character is going to be the one to take all of this, you
Mm.
know? Um, but yeah, and I think in book 2, we're looking at another really tortured male character. So yeah,
Excellent.
My
yeah,
cup of
Torture
tea.
away.
yeah. If you think Final Temptation was, a little sad or
Mm,
tortured,
yeah.
I'm trying to go a little harder on this next one, but
Mm.
we'll see.
Cool. Cool.
It
Cool.
just
Cool. Cool.
depends
Cool.
how the cookie crumbles, because
Yeah.
we're only a handful of chapters in, so
Yeah.
anything could happen.
Excellent.
Well, you
Yes.
had a question when I got here.
I had a question.
And
Oh, I did have a
yeah,
question.
she
I had a
had a
question. I
question.
could not articulate my question because I was
You
half
need
asleep.
Okay.
Did you write it down
I did
for
write
me?
it down for you.
Oh, God
I
bless.
was like,
Thank
I
you.
thought of a question, and then I was telling it to her, and then she was like, and then she said it in a way that made human sense
Mm.
in English.
So, if this book got turned into a movie or TV show, who would you cast?
You have unlimited funds in
Yes.
this dream
Oh my
situation.
God.
Anyone.
Anybody. They have to be alive, though.
Yeah.
I think I thought really hard about that for like my other books. I just had like celebrities in mind when I was writing those books.
Mhm.
But this one, God, I didn't even go there. But like, and I don't even know, and I'm really bad at names. Okay, hold on. Let me think. No, because and I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, but Avery gives me Megan Fox vibes,
Okay.
but like old Megan Fox, in her in her prime, like Transformers Megan Fox.
Okay.
I don't know if that's her in her prime. In my mind, it is. Like, yeah, and then Spencer, I don't even know. I just need like an Italian daddy. Do you guys have anyone in mind? Like, who are you thinking of when you like? Because for me, I had my character art done so early before I even wrote the book
Yeah.
that I was just this was just what I looked at when I was writing the book.
Mhm.
And I was like, this is who I have in mind, the people that
Mhm.
I described
Yeah.
and the way the artists portrayed them.
Yeah.
Instead of like um other celebrities.
Yeah, I was actually trying to think of this like last night because I kind of thought of it, and I also was trying to like think of like
Yeah.
actors nowadays, and I was actually having a really hard time because I'm like, who is my age? That's a dude that's Italian-ish, and I couldn't think of any celebrity names. And the only person that I could think of who's like my age, because like I'm 39, so I was like, hey, who's almost 40? And the only person I could think of was Zac Efron, and I was like, he's not Italian at all. I was like, that would not work.
We went for a total change in the casting. Okay, guys, we've got the guy who
Yeah.
did High School Musical, can hardly grow facial hair. No,
Okay, so then for your first 2 books, who was your like celebrity inspo for your first 2 books? Since
Oh,
you brought it up.
that's easy. Okay, so well, at least the men are. So, in Final Goodbye, I imagine Declan as what's his so I'm really bad with names. What's his name from Outer Banks? JJ from Outer Banks. The one who was just in Reminders of Him. What's his
I don't know
name?
who that is.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Outer
I know who I'm
Banks.
talking about. That's all that matters, right? No, I feel like that's a really the blonde guy, in his 20s.
This guy.
Yes, Rudy something or another.
Yeah.
Rudy Panko.
Panko, whatever.
Pancow. Pancow.
Rudy. We're just gonna stick with Rudy.
Rudy.
Rudy's my guy. Okay,
So
and then
he would play Declan.
he would play Declan.
Okay.
Paige would be. She's an Australian actress. Maya Mitchell.
Okay.
Mia.
Yeah.
Mia?
I can
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
I think that's what I had in mind. Oh my God, and now I'm blanking on names. What is the guy's name?
Her.
Yep, that's my
Yeah.
page. And now I'm doing some Googling as well because I'm tired of like butchering names.
Look up Italian actors. Let's figure out.
Italian.
Yeah, while we're at it, no,
While
I'm
we're at
trying to
it.
find
Let's
the
see.
guy's name for yes, Cody Christian. Okay, hold on. Just I'm pulling up a picture. This is my Miles.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's he
That's
in?
my Miles.
What's he from? What's he been in?
He was I feel like this is the picture actually. So sorry, hold on. I need to do this better justice here.
Okay, yeah,
That's
there we
my
go.
Miles. I just clicked on the first picture I saw. I really should have selected that better. He was in that show All American, the football show.
I remember.
I never
He
watched that.
was forever ago. He was like the younger brother to Aria in Pretty Little Liars.
Oh.
Yeah, like that was probably
Okay.
like where I first ever saw him. But like he's more grown now.
Yeah. He's an adult.
He's an adult. And as far as my Sophie, God, I don't know. I don't think anyone can compare to Sophie. Just like a bubbly blonde, I don't know. I don't know if I had anyone in mind for Sophie actually. Now I feel bad. I feel like she's so left out.
Oh no.
Are we Googling Italian
We're
guys?
Googling Italian men.
Italian actors. Male.
Who's this, Goody?
Oh wait, I mean an obvious is oh I need a better picture. I mean God, he has a hand tattoo. What are we thinking, guys? This guy. He was in The Housemaid as the landscaper, the gardener, or whatever.
From landscaper to daddy.
Yeah, no, and I think that's the most accurate representation of Spencer for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I kept thinking about this person.
okay.
And he was from
That's
that
literally
movie.
who I just showed you.
Is that who it is? Okay, I
What's his
couldn't
name?
figure it out. I don't know.
It's
Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle.
Okay, that's the same person. Okay, that's because I kept thinking.
There we go. We have cast him. Spencer has been cast.
I just kept thinking about 365 Days, that like mafia movie. That's all I kept thinking about the whole time.
That's
well, okay. We're over here wasting time Googling the same person. Like, look at us.
Yes.
That's
Granted, he's like
hilarious.
one of the first people that comes up when you're like Italian actors, and I was like, yeah,
Italian
that's him.
stallions.
Right around the same, like
Who
right
else am I
age
thinking
too, like he could pull it off, and Yeah. Yeah.
And old Megan Fox.
Like,
Good mix.
well, because obviously the age gap, you need younger Megan Fox.
You
know?
need a
Yeah.
10 years ago
So-
Megan Fox.
So whoever her like replica in Hollywood is now, that person. I don't know. It's like I feel like the new Megan Fox is like Sydney Sweeney, but like she's blonde.
Yeah,
Which she would actually
She
make
could
a
be-
really good Sophie
That's
She
what I was
could. That's
just
what I was
yeah.
thinking too.
because of that one scene. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The bathtub
the-
scene.
With the
Is it the bathtub scene?
no, it's the
No. Oh,
let me teach you something new scene.
great. Now I have to read that book again.
I post it all the time because it's like the one scene that does really, really well on TikTok for me because it's just
Oh.
like spicy.
Mhm.
But basically she's on her knees
Mhm.
and she has a big chest
Mhm.
and he wants to feel them on him.
Oh,
so.
that scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she would make a
I get
great
it.
Sophie.
She would.
And then Chase is to be
Yes.
determined. I didn't go too hard on his what he looks like.
Yeah.
Obviously he's gonna look similar to Paige because they're siblings, but I didn't go too hard because I knew I wanted to do something with his character one day, but
Yeah.
I don't
You
know
wanted
what. So
creative
it keeps
liberties.
it open.
Yeah.
Because he could change. He's going to grow up. I don't know if he's still going to be in college. I don't know if he's going to be out of college. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but I
Well,
know
we're
that he's
excited.
not going. I know he's not going to be gay and with Colton. I have different ideas for Colton.
Fine.
Well, you were laughing at my comment because I was like, I put a note saying I wanted a Colton book, and I was like, I don't know if this is because I read too much MM, and then I said,
It
is.
absolutely
It is
because you
because I
read
read
too
too much MM. Yeah. Yes.
I'm reading right now In Her Own League, and it's the first non-MM book I've read since like October or November.
Oh.
so like I was like fully in that. I'm fully in that era too. So yeah. It'll probably happen one day. It just has to be the right time.
Yeah.
You gotta get
spin-offs
into
have
the
to happen
MM
and
kick.
Sure. When she writes a book about Colton, I will write MM.
I can't quite get her to read it yet.
It's fine. I just
it's
like.
so good.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm like, I don't know, maybe he'll get like a novella or something. I don't know. But I don't know if I'm capable of that. I don't know if I can write that short of a book. I'm
That's
too
fair.
like
I do
wordy.
like that. I
Yeah.
like when there's like series and then there's like a little like bloop, a little book that you just like get as like a little treat. It's just a little treat. And
I
like
call
Yeah.
them palate cleansers
Oh,
because they're so short
yeah.
and like
Yeah.
it's like a good little read
Yeah.
before the
That
next
could be
one.
a good way for you to get into MM. Is just do a little Colton novella, like a little one night stand with him and like
I don't
his
know. I
dream
mean,
man.
I have two worlds I want to collide. Two things I want to do. I just have to wait until this series is over to do it. And I need spinoffs and I need things to happen. And then it might work out that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Sense.
Just
That
two
makes
things I've
sense.
always wanted to do. Mail and hockey. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think so? Because obviously your first series took place in Colorado, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And then so this one's in Nevada. So do you think like are those your two like go-tos, or do you think you'll like branch out into like another state, or do you like the idea of having
Yeah.
like your like big city and your small town and like being able to kind of like play off of those potentially?
I don't think that I'll forever stay in those two. I don't I think I'm open to essentially anywhere that I've like traveled or spent a good enough amount of time in that I can really like play off the inspo. Vegas is like one of my favorite places to go. When I was writing Final Goodbye, my first book, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to just like write about Vegas. I wanted to write about it so bad that I had to write a Vegas scene in book 2 of my small town series. I was like, they need to get away and go to Vegas because like I just really wanted to write Vegas. And obviously in that book you meet Avery for the first time very, very, very briefly. And that's
Mhm.
just my little Easter egg of like, oh, this is what's coming next. But um I could definitely see like having another Colorado series. Like
Yeah.
it might be like Denver,
Yeah.
something a little bigger city in Colorado instead of the small mountain town. I
Mhm.
could have a different small mountain town if I decide to go back to small towns.
Mhm.
I don't know. I could see really anywhere. I mean, I'm from Arizona. I lived 30 years of my life in Arizona,
Mm.
but I can't really imagine writing a book taking place in Arizona.
Mm.
But I have enough inspo.
Yeah.
But I moved away from there because I don't like it. So
Yeah.
maybe I need to take a few trips to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to Texas this next month. Maybe no, I won't write a Texas romance. Never mind.
You don't want to write cowboy romance books? Not your
I
not your
just
forte?
no. I mean, and I only read like a little bit of them. Cowboy's
Mm.
not like my favorite. I read it every now and then, but
Mhm.
I've never had the like urge to like write a cowboy.
That's fair. I feel like it's very
Yeah.
specific and like a lot of times when I've read books with like the cowboy aspect in it, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of stuff in here that just like if I was to sit down
Yeah.
and try and write like a cowboy romance, I would just be like, he rode a horse. Whereas they're just like much more
Yeah.
detailed with their information. I'm like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, no. You have to be like in it, I feel like. And that's
Mhm.
where it's like, I am so Andy and Hunter are my next couple that I am
Mhm.
writing right now. And I'm dipping my toes into hockey romance
Mhm.
because Hunter is the owner of the Las Vegas Neon, which is the hockey team.
Yeah.
And so there's obviously got to be a lot of hockey in there. He's not necessarily playing, but it's kind of like leading in that direction. Luckily, I love hockey and I can figure it out. But
Mhm.
still, a lot of times when you're like explaining things, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to explain this right. There's so much, I don't know, not confusion, but like
Yeah.
just ways you need to like detail it. And I wouldn't be able to do the same thing with like a cowboy romance because I know
Yeah.
nothing about cowboys and horses. And I don't want to pretend
Mhm.
that I do. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's totally
um,
fair.
yeah, yeah. So I
Or
don't see
like at
myself
least
going that way.
have somebody that you can like chat to about that and be like, "Hi, I have questions. Can you answer them
Yeah.
for me?"
Yeah, I would have that person. One of my really good friends, she does cowboy romance, but I'm like, you just stick to that. That's all you.
Yeah.
I
I'll
definitely
just read
read a
it.
lot of
Yeah.
cowboy.
Mm.
I read a
I
lot
think
of
I
everything.
I have a lot of cowboy romance that I haven't read. Like I have that whole Jessica Peterson series on my shelf because
Mm.
I love the covers, but I haven't read it. Um Layla Sage, I have like a few of her books. I haven't
Mhm.
read them. So, yeah, I think literally the only cowboys I've read are, like, Elsie Silver, so
Yeah.
no, I've read, a couple books in the Paisley Hope series,
Hmm.
they're, like, Holding the Reins, that one. Holding the Reins, yeah.
That one's on my list to
Yeah.
read.
Yeah, I read Holding the Reins, and I own, like, all the books, I just need to finish reading that one. But, if, Megan Quinn wrote a cowboy, I would read it because I read everything she writes, so,
She is a delightful
yeah.
author. I do enjoy her books. I've
Yeah.
never laughed so hard, like laughed out loud. Like obviously there's
Yeah.
different authors have different styles of writing and hers are just so funny and like I just finished reading her newest book and the entire book I was like laughing from beginning to end. I was like, this is amazing. I love this.
I still need to read it because, like, I've been on my mail kick, but,
Mm.
I will I will
Yeah,
read it.
you too.
Yeah. Well, I just
Join the
recently
join
read
the
one
club.
that's like hockey and cowboy all in one.
An hockey cowboy
Yep.
romance. Oh boy. That's a lot.
Wow.
It's a lot of tropes all in one.
Yeah. One was a cowboy,
That's
one's a hockey player.
Hmm.
sounds like a good time, honestly,
Yeah. It was
you
great.
know?
Yeah,
Loved it.
perfect.
He's like, wear the hat,
Amazing.
ride the cowboy.
There was a scene with that.
God.
Uh,
Do you have any other questions?
No, I think that we went through all of the questions that I came up with.
It was good.
Yeah.
We're excited. I'm excited
Yes.
to have a trophy of the book.
Yes. So when are you thinking the next book is gonna come out?
Fall.
Fall.
Excellent.
Not too far away.
I don't know if it's early fall or if it's late fall. It really just depends when I finish this first draft. So
October?
usually, I don't know.
We're like both sitting here panting and begging for you to release books on our birthdays.
I'm an October baby.
October what?
21st. Yeah.
Ugh, no, that's so
No.
rude.
Oh,
It's like doable.
I might win.
It's doable. What day of the week does that fall on this year?
Oh gosh. Let's
Because
take a
then
look.
I could really answer that for you if it's a yes or no.
It is. Oh, it's a Wednesday.
I mean, my book is Guilty and Sin City is releasing on a Wednesday. We'll see how
Oh.
Wednesdays treat me.
It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, no, it just depends. It just depends. Hopefully I feel like this first draft took me a lot longer than I would like any book to take me. And so it really just depends on the first draft. But
Yeah.
as long as it doesn't take 5 months to write the first draft, then you know.
Do you have any like tips that you can think of for people who are writing for the first time, like as somebody who's also kind of like newer to the writing world, but you've obviously now you've got 3 books under your wing? Like, is there anything like tips and like anything that if you could tell anybody who's just writing for the first time?
Yeah. You are going to get as much out of it as you put into it. It's really hard. It's obviously very competitive. There are people releasing books every single day. And lean on your friends that you're in their DMs. So lean on me if you need to. I'm talking to Robyn and not everybody else. I only have so much capacity in my DMs. Okay. No, but I'm always helpful, like, because I was there starting my first book once, and I was like, I don't even know, like, the writing is the easy part. When they say writing is the easy part, it really truly is, because you can just be in your own bubble. You can write your book however you want, and everything else is really hard and difficult, and you have to figure it out because marketing takes a lot of time out of your day. But if you don't market, you're not going to make sales on your book. It goes hand in hand. But then you also have to figure out what works best for your marketing schedule. So again, as much as you can put into it, as long as you can stay consistent doing it, then do that. Whatever works for one person will not always work for you, because I feel like a lot of people try to do what other people are doing because it works, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're genuine in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you want your own personality to shine through, and that way people can not just fall in love with the books, but they can fall in love with the author, like in a non-creepy way.
Yeah.
But like
I get
they
it.
know it's a real human behind the book. And yeah, I mean, I think it's just really important to like lean on some people and ask questions, and don't be afraid to ask the questions, because even with this book release, I still learned something new, like within uploading my books and running into things that I was like, oh, okay, that this is new territory for me, and I'm going to continue to learn new things as I go, because there's always going to be things that are changing too. But asking a lot of questions and not being afraid, and just being authentic in yourself, and market your books the way that you want to. And also, do not read your reviews. Don't read your reviews.
That's fair. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I think with my first book, I was so excited, and I was like, oh my God, people are like reviewing this book that I put my heart and soul into, and like people are actually reviewing it. And so I
Yeah.
would go and read all these reviews.
Yeah.
And then my second book came out, and I think I read like my first like bad review, and I was like, I am never doing this again.
Yeah.
I cried it out, and then I was like, they just don't understand. No, but like not every one person is going to understand like how you wrote the book, why you wrote the book,
Yeah.
and what you were trying to get across with your characters. Everyone reads differently, you know,
Mhm.
they see things differently. And so, yeah, bad reviews are going to come,
Yeah.
and there's going to be 10 times more good reviews. And so just don't read any of them. If I'm tagged on Instagram, like I'll read it
Mhm.
and hope that it's good.
Yeah.
Um, but this is
There's
also a
like an
disclaimer to please stop tagging authors in bad reviews.
Yeah, there's like a lot of I think it's like an unwritten rule that if you 3-star a book or less, like just don't tag the author in it. Like,
I just don't
Yeah.
see the point in putting
no,
all that negative energy on
no,
somebody. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
Well, and I think it's not always the star rating that matters. It's the
mhm,
context of, because a
yeah,
lot of people, like your 3-star and my 3-star could be totally different.
yeah,
There's people out there that will never ever give a book 5 stars because it's not their favorite book ever. It doesn't compare to their favorite book they've ever read. And they
mhm,
have like five books in their whole life that have been 5 stars.
yeah,
So a 4-star is essentially 5 stars for them because
mhm,
they'll have a raving review, but you're just missing that 1 star. So it's really
mhm,
about like
yeah,
what the review says, because you can also tag an author in a 4-star review thinking it's going to be all rainbows and butterflies, but then they're like, oh, I love this book, everything about it was great, I felt so many things, but, and they
yeah,
insert that but, and then they tell you all the things that you could have done better. And I don't
mm,
want to be tagged in that 4-star review because
mhm,
did you enjoy it? Like, you know, I just
yeah,
want to hear the things that people liked about my books and how they enjoyed it, and not be tagged just to be tagged, you know. But yeah,
yeah,
don't read
that
your
makes sense.
reviews. It won't it
Don't
won't
read
put
your
you
reviews.
it won't put you in a good mental state, especially if you read them and you're, like, on your period. That's also a terrible time.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
I
was me
yeah.
this week.
Oh. I mean, I've definitely read books too, or like read reviews too, where I'm just like, this was the greatest book ever. And then you go and read it, like, as a reader, you go and read a review and you read a bad one. You're like, what are you talking about? You don't know anything. Like,
Yeah.
why do you think this is bad, you crazy person? But then I've also had the
Reviews
opposite
Yeah.
happen.
Reviews are so, like, general. They're, you
Yeah.
know, they're there, you want them. They do help promote your book.
Mm-hmm.
You also hope that a bad review isn't gonna, like, sway a reader from picking up your book, because hopefully they understand that there's one bad review and there's a lot more good reviews, and, you know, everyone should know that there's gonna be just, like, those picky critics out there, and,
Yeah.
you know, just disregard what they say and go with what the good ones say, you know?
Yeah. You can't please everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So,
That's fair. Fair
you know,
assessment. Good advice. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Me.
Oh.
Your welcome was for me.
And I think there's one thing that I kind of and this was based on some reviews that I read, and I, because I was feeling toxic. But in my books I do like to have like a little twist, some suspense,
Mhm.
something that you maybe didn't see coming. In Guilty and Sin City, I did
Mhm.
not go that hard on the twist part. I
Yeah.
wanted the characters to be shocked. I had no intention on making the readers shocked.
Mhm.
And I think you know that from the beginning when there's the whole Jackson aspect. This is genuinely for the reader, or for the characters to
Yeah.
figure out how this is all going to unfold.
Mhm.
This is this is for you to like continue to wait to see how they're going to do that and guess when it's going to happen, but not
Mhm.
necessarily like wait to be, you know, knock your socks off or whatever.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
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 It does.
Sometimes books aren't always meant to shock the reader. Sometimes the books are for the characters too. So
But that's fun. I like it when you're like, as a reader, you're like, I know something you don't know.
yeah. Yeah. And as long as you keep that in mind and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, like when is this all going to come to a head? Because
Mhm.
I think, especially with the ex-boyfriend's dad trope, just like Mariah had said, oh, this usually is like very in the beginning of the book, it's mentioned.
Mhm.
Um, and it's figured out, and it's kind of the problem throughout the whole book.
Mhm.
Um, the problems were still involving her ex-boyfriend, but in a different sense. And
Yeah.
so when it all comes to a head, then you're, figuring it out. But along the way, it's like, I think a lot of people think, oh, that first time there's a scene with Avery when she goes over to his place for the very first time and they're having some conversation. And I've had a lot of readers in my DMs like, oh my God, is this when it's going to happen? And you're like, keep reading. Like, because there's so many different points where you're like, oh, this could come up. This is when it's all going to come to a head. And it like never is until it is.
Yeah. Well, I kept saying that to myself the whole time I was reading the book. I was like, oh, this is it. No.
It'll happen eventually, right? Like, I think even like with my very first draft, my alpha reader was like, man, I was really afraid they were like never going to mention it. And I was like, girl, like, of course they were, but
you just never find out.
But yeah, so it's, I mean, I love certain tropes, but I also like to make them different. And so this is the ex-boyfriend's dad trope, but it's not your average ex-boyfriend's dad. So,
yeah.
Well,
it was good.
Yeah.
We liked it.
Gotta give
Highly
people like a
recommend.
little
Highly recommend.
thanks. Thanks, guys. I'm accepting all reviews. On Goodreads, Amazon on release day. No, we're just kidding.
Yes. We were having a conversation about last night. We're like, when do we post our reviews?
Yeah, sooner the better, because then it just helps like push the word out, because obviously we're not, sending this out to the world until after release day. And so, those reviews from ARC readers obviously help show people what this book is all about, and they can then pick it up on release day because they didn't get to read it beforehand like you guys
Suckers.
Exactly.
I remember when I first started, like when I really got into reading last year, and I was like, I'm going to read so many arcs. And then now I'm just like, no, I don't have the capacity to read so many arcs. I have to be very specific about the
I find
authors
it's a lot
that I
of
pick.
pressure when you have a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like 2 people that I will like genuinely, I get really excited for arcs from. Obviously, you are one of them. But like, I think I've had like I went on like an ARC sign up spree at some point, and then I all of a sudden was getting emails like, you've been chosen. I'm like, why? I don't want to be.
Probably because you leave good reviews and
yeah,
you read the books that they're trying to sell. So, Yeah. I haven't ARC read a book in a really long time. I'm actually going to be after I finish my current read. I have the first ARC that I've had in forever. So
wow, exciting.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then I'll be back in like my mail shit. So
well, there you go. There you have it.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, this has been enlightening.
Yes, lots of fun.
Exciting and unhinged as always. And we are very happy that you decided to do this unhinged with us, because that is who we are.
I hope I was like unhinged enough.
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. And there's always more, but I'm still trying to remain like professional.
Serious.
Maybe you'll come back for book 2.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And
make it a thing.
Maybe it's just like a seasonal thing. Every time a book comes up.
Sometime in the fall. Who knows?
October.
I like having information before everybody else, and that was my favorite part of this episode, is that we have secret information that nobody else knows.
Hunter and Andy, and then again too, like people are still going to be shocked because hopefully everybody runs to this podcast to listen to it. But for the ones that don't, they'll eventually find out, the Hunter and Andy, because I think everyone's pulling for, they're all going to want Jason in some capacity. I feel like. They don't care who he's with. They just want Jason. And then you guys want Colton. And so,
yes. You shouldn't have written such a delightful bartender if you didn't want us to want him.
Yeah, I know. Just so you can enter your phase, I will like write the book someday. But hopefully you enter it before that, because it's gonna be well.
Girl, it's a rabbit hole.
I've got good recommendations for you. So does Mariah. So
yeah, this is true. Oh,
and then we can do a podcast of like your reactions to your first mail. Oh my god, that would be so fun.
There you go. See, now
that
you
would be
have to.
unhinged. And then just make sure
And-
we read it too, so we can all talk about it. Just kidding.
my God. Okay, that's enough.
Who let the dogs out?
Lowry, come. Enough. Oh
He
my
was
God.
finishing the song for me. Hey, who let the dogs out?
No.
God, he didn't even get it. So he doesn't even understand English.
Stupid dog.
All right.
All right. Wow.
Well, yeah, so Guilty in Sin City is
Release
available now because we're talking like this is in the future. Guilty in
Yes.
Sin City is available now.
It is available
and
now.
It's available now. And it's available on Kindle Unlimited, ebook, and paperback on Amazon and on my shop. On my
Woohoo.
shop, if you're in the US, you can get signed copies.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Or if
hopefully
you
one
wanna-
day I will. Or if you want to pay an arm and a leg in Canada, you can also get this
Yeah,
signed. And I'll
I
always
looked
throw
it
in
up.
extra goodies for you, because you paid an arm and a leg. But yeah.
But yeah, so official release date was April 8th.
It was
So-
April 8th.
So that was the
Yeah.
official release date. Of
Yeah,
this, of,
This is
of-
going to
of said
release
book.
when I'm in Texas and I'm in
Mm.
Colorado right now. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah, I will
Alright.
be spending my release weekend in Texas at the Kink and Ink event.
That is fun.
It's super
That's
fun.
exciting. That's very exciting.
Yeah. I mean,
Very
it was so
exciting.
much fun because yes, this
It
is
was
in the
so much
future.
fun. It was great. We had such a good
Guys, I had a
time.
blast. I had a blast. It was so humid there. I loved every second of it.
The people were amazing. Nothing
Yes.
crazy happened.
I met so many amazing readers.
Oh man. That's
All right, all
hilarious.
right.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank
being our
you.
very first author guest on the podcast and for sharing little insights and tidbits about the newest book that you have written, Guilty in Sin
You're
City.
welcome. Thank you for having
Read.
me. This was
Thank-
fun and unhinged,
Yes. And thank you, listeners, for taking the time to get this far, because this, I think, has been our longest podcast.
Yeah. For
All right, and tune in to our next show where we, at this point, we don't even know what we're
No.
doing anymore. We had a plan and that kind of faltered
A little bit.
a little bit.
Tune in to hear about Robyn reading her first male romance.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe it could be. You never know. Honestly, at this point, you never know. Maybe one day I'll finally finish writing a book myself, and we'll talk about that. Who knows? I don't know. I've started like 6.
Let me know if you need me.
I probably do.
Cool.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining, and have a great rest of your day reading Guilty in Sin City. Okay, bye.
Thank you for listening to the Unhinged Romant-icks show. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on your favorite podcast platform.